Welcome back to Bespoke Addict. I'm going to be selling one of the finest pairs in my shoe collection, and those that know about fine shoes won't even need an introduction, just looking at this toe shape and this silhouette. But these are, of course, classic Bespoke George Cleverley, and they are just utterly sublime, and they've been worn, but as you can see, they almost present as new. And I've had them about 10 years or so, and I've worn them occasionally, and I've worn them with great care, and I've absolutely adored wearing them and adored owning them. But if I'm honest with you, they're a little bit big on the length and a bit big on the width. They're quite wide, and I wear them with an insole. And as it happens, in the last sort of few months, I've acquired several similar pairs that fit me better. And sad though it seems, I've got no reason, other than I totally adore them, I've got no reason to keep them. It's unlikely I'll actually get round to wearing this pair again, which seems ridiculous, looking at how special they are. But I am in the fortunate position of having several more pairs, and that are very similar, and they just fit me that little bit better. The condition isn't as good as these, definitely not. The condition of this pair is surreal, for a pair of used shoes that still look new. Even the soles, you have to catch them in the light to see there's a few marks, from where they've been on the pavement or whatever. But let's have a look. I think they were made in 2013. Let me just remind myself. Actually, it was earlier than that. It was 2008, and just the classic George Cleverley, and the shoe trees will be included. The bespoke George Cleverley trees that were made to fit this particular pair of shoes. They will be coming with the shoes, and they're going on eBay UK at no reserve, and somebody will find these, and somebody will enjoy them equally as much as I've enjoyed them, possibly even more. For a long time, these have been the best pair in my collection, but my collection sort of advanced over time, and it's just the collection's expanded and new things come along. And spectacular though these are, they're no longer the best pair in my collection. And as I say, I've got other black pairs. I've got several pairs, I don't even know how many, quite a few, and they just fit me better than these. So it's a shame, but these will never get another look in. If I keep them, I'll just keep them for gazing at and sort of swooning over. But I want them to be enjoyed, so I'm just going to put them out there at no reserve on eBay UK. And I will. I'll put the listing number with the postings so that they're easy enough to find. There has been already over the years that I've worn these shoes and photographed them, there's always been a lot of interest, people asking me to sell them, and I have hinted in the last few weeks that I'm sort of preparing this pair for sale, and there's been a lot of interest. So it's sometimes it's weird. Lots of people say they're interested and they want them, and then when it comes to it, they don't bid, and the shoes go for a lot less than expected. That could happen with these, but ultimately, if there's interest, people are genuinely interested, they fight over them. But I have had it a couple of times where people have said they're interested, it turns out they're not really interested. So I'll be surprised if these don't attract a lot of attention. They are beyond spectacular, and the condition is as new, quite frankly. They don't look worn. You really have to look hard at the soles and say, oh yeah, there's a few marks from stones on these. But I would say, as close to as unworn as it possible for a second-hand shoe to be, quite frankly. But given the cost of commissioning a new pair today, it would be in the region of around about £6,000 to commission this pair brand new today. Of course, they're not going to sell for even a fraction of that second hand, but that's fine. But even if you would spend around about 6,000 and commission a brand new pair, they're not really going to look much different to this. They might fit the wearer a bit better, or they almost certainly will, but visually, You know, that's the thing when you buy second-hand shoes. They often a bit worn, a bit scuffy, and they jolly well look second-hand, but these don't. But anyway, I'm definitely going to sell them. I've wrestled with the idea of selling them for 2 or 3 years. I've cleaned them up and prepared them for sale, then just physically not been able to bring myself to do it. So I've put them back on my feet and worn them, and then not worn them for weeks, months. Then I've cleaned them up again, polished them, got ready to sell them, and then pulled out. But I'm 100% committed to selling them this time. And, you know, I am selling them with a slightly heavy heart, you know, because I adore them. But I now have several other pairs that I will always choose above wearing this pair. So purely because the others fit better, not because they're a better shoe or in better condition. They just fit me better. So I don't think I'm going to regret selling them. You know, it's I've given it so much thought over a 2 or 3 year period. You know, had I done it before and rushed into selling them, I'd have regretted it. I don't think I will now. But yeah, look at that tree. Just, you've got that spectacular sort of cleverly sort of chisel and that bulge that Cleverleys always have here. You know, the bulge. Phenomenal things. Phenomenal. eBay UK at no reserve.